FTW.
Go Zoo! Alright, let's do this. FTW Broadcasting here for the win. We bring you hot StarCraft 2 action. Thank you so much for tuning into the Gosu cast, folks, and thank you so much for watching that creepy intro. I'm staring into your soul. Good luck, have funs in the all chat, and I'm very excited to bring this matchup to you today. I don't think we've casted either one of these players before in one of our pro casts, so let's bring up the name tag. The surprise is already ruined. Guys, why do you always have to have the good sportsmanship? MTOD versus MTW Dimaga. The MTOD is for Millennium Gaming, and the MTW in front of Dimaga is for Mortal Teamwork. You probably already knew that, though. Here's Dimaga. A little bit of background information on this guy. If you aren't already familiar with him, he is traditionally a Zerg player from the Ukraine. He is an old man like me. He is 25 years old. I'm getting up there too, in the upper 20s. He's an international and Korean player, and this is one of his. He's been on many teams before. This is actually his 5th team. Just to give a quick note, there is a scout going out here from MTOD. He did scout the wrong location. I'm going to stay away from saying MTOD and just say Todd, folks. I know that'll annoy you. He's Dimaga is a former Brood War player, and he actually got on stage for the WCG Ukraine in 2008, so he was a pretty decent Brood War player. By the way, it looks like Dimaga is saving up his resources. Probably going to see that early expansion. Yes, this Loki drone here will follow him as we continue to talk about him. And fun fact about Dimaga, here comes the expansion. Drop it down. Do it, drone. Don't be shy. There's your minerals, and there's your expansion early. Always a good idea, and we're going to see Todd's probe coming in here to check this sucker out. He's going to see that early expansion. Is Todd going to get that information and then decide to apply some early pressure himself? We'll see. We do see the spawning pool coming up here from Dimaga, so he will be able to bring in those lings early to defend. Always a good idea. One more thing about Dimaga, he considers Fruit Dealer his arch nemesis, and those of you who haven't watched Fruit Dealer replays, you need to go Google that sucker right now. Fruit Dealer is awesome. So this man has an arch nemesis, and I can support that. Hot worker on worker action here. Will Dimaga's drone win? Of course it won't, because probes are OP early game. Let's get some coverage. Let's make this a fair cast, folks. Let's give some coverage to MTOD. The M at the beginning of his name does stand for Millennium Gaming. We're just going to call him Todd this replay, Andrew. Just going to call him Todd. And he does have his gateway here at the front, as well as the cyber core, getting a nice little wall off there. Once he pops out that zealot, he will be able to have him right there, and he will be able to wall that off. Any early ling pressure. This probe is still around and is still scouting. Going to see that gas going up as well. Very good scouting by Todd. He's going to see this expansion pop open, yeah, and now he's going to head on out. He got all the information he needed, I suppose, and we're going to see the second unit pumped out here from Todd is going to be the Stalker. That is to be expected, and a pylon on the low ground. Pylon on the low ground. That's interesting. Normally when you see that, that is obviously for, you know, a good warp-in location, but sometimes that does indicate an early expansion, because you might throw up a couple gateways here as a little wall-off action. We'll see what he does, as he is saving up almost 400 minerals at this point. Is Todd going to drop his expansion? No, he's going to go with the second early gate. Maybe we're going to say some 2-gate early pressure. Make that 3-gate early pressure. Is this going to be a 4-gate build? This is a very unique build, as he's still sitting on top of. Todd is still sitting on top of almost 300 minerals. What's going to be next? Why is he saving up past 300? Is it going to be the Nexus? Is he dropping the Nexus? And the Zerglings coming in here applying some pressure, trying to be super annoying. The Nexus being dropped down, creating this crazy concave here and a great little wall off, which is going to be very decent against Speedlings. And we do see, speaking of Speedlings, the Metabolic Boost upgrade is being brought in right now by Dimaga. So very unique build here. I kind of like this from Todd. Putting the pylon in the back is basically creating this little area here to defend. And with this sentry in the back, little force field drop down right here in this location, you're going to be pretty secure. So very unique by Todd. I like that. And by the way, his real name is NMrUUG, and he used to be a former Warcraft 3 player. And he has held podiums for Warcraft 3 in the WCG, CPL, and at BlizzCon. So this guy is very familiar with RTS games, and the first game he ever played, according to him, was Command & Conquer when he was 12 years old. When I was 13 years old, I was playing that game too, Command & Conquer and Red Alert. Good games, and if that's what got him into RTSs, I support that. Let's take a look at Dimaga's expansion. He does have 2 spine crawlers up already, and the Queen. Going to be able to push back any early pressure that might come over from Todd. Of course he will be able to. And here's the Overlord in the gap here on Metalopolis. I always like to, you ever read these ads, guys? They're pretty hilarious. And my favorite one is the one for iGun. iGun is hilarious. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mac pump out iGun at some point in our apocalyptic future. And Todd just able to keep those Stalkers in 3 sentries back here. He's going to be able to push away any kind of early pressure. There's going to have to be a massive swarm to bust through this sucker anytime soon. And just really, really cool placement and cool gameplay here from Todd with this expansion. I'm really curious to see how this is going to transition into mid-game and whether this is going to work out for him. And take a look at that supply count up top. Dimaga is ahead in supply right now with 64, and I really want to take a look and see why. He is 7 ahead on drones, and he does have 25 speedlings right now. So this is going to make Todd's army a bit vulnerable as he starts to get out in the open. Now that he's on this creep superhighway that Dimaga is spreading, he is going to be spotted. Hopefully he won't get surrounded for his sake, because these speedlings are going to start charging in right now. Are they going to get the surround? The force fields, they're trying to get the force fields in, but these Stalkers are completely helpless. Zealot reinforcements coming in here from the back. This is a completely overwhelming force of speedlings. Oh my, is this a whole bunch of early pressure, as it looks like Dimaga was going very heavy on the minerals early game, which is allowing him to bring over this speedling force. These Zs are running away. Will one of them get picked off since surrounded? This one looks doomed. This one looks doomed. Oh, their lives are for ire. Oh, they just came out of the gateways, only able to get a couple swipes in here. The concave doesn't matter if there isn't anything here to defend. Todd is in a bad position, only has 1 sentry out, which is going to be able to force field some of this away, but it doesn't really matter if these speedlings are straight up attacking the gateways. Oh, he's in a terrible position. This is such heavy early game pressure from Dimaga. Let's take a look at his base and see what he was up to. Really, I want to pull up the income tab. It was fairly even. A bit ahead was Dimaga on the harvesters, and he was dropping down his 2nd expansion. So, you know, going for that traditional macro play, but really it's just that heavy early game swarm. Todd was not able to contend with that. He would have been able to contend if he had stayed back behind his Nexus and played it a little more safe early game. He was trying to move out and apply a little bit of pressure with that decent sized force, and both players were going for sort of a hybrid build with the early expansion and with early game units, and unfortunately Todd moved out and got surrounded right here. Folks, let's take a look at our top 3 Gosu moments of the match. Alright folks, I know I talked about this a lot this game, but I really liked this building placement and this defensive setup here from this Protoss player. Todd did a really good job with this triple gate early game, giving him the wall off here, giving him the wall off here, and really only creating 2 choke points here and here. Dropping down this Nexus here, just a great idea, able to just give him this really interesting hybrid build. Allowing him to pump out a lot of early game units, allowing him to also expand, and unfortunately he was not able to effectively defend. This was a Gosu build right here in my opinion, and if he hadn't moved out, he might have had the advantage as a Protoss player with 2 base. He does have the advantage over a Zerg player. Let's take a Gosu moment. Let's take a look at Gosu moment number 2. I don't know what that crazy noise was there just a moment ago, but here we go. This is when Todd decided to move out with his pretty decent-sized force early game. He has 4 Stalkers as well as 3 sentries, runs headfirst into these 2 Queens and 2 Spine Crawlers. Here comes the swarm of speedlings, completely surrounding them. It doesn't matter how many force fields you have. He's on top of the creep. He's on top of the creep. He gets so much speed bonus with that speed upgrade. You're doomed. You're doomed. That was Gosu, and that's eventually what won Dimaga the game. Let's take a look at Gosu moment number 3. Gentlemen, 3 Zealots being warped down on the low ground. These boys immediately, they're going to go help. What? They're not going to help out their boys? Where are they going? Going to the gun shop? Pick up a gun or something. What are you going to do? and they're running right along the wall. Oh no, here comes the swarm. These boys are absolutely doomed. No, swing those side blades. My life for ire, and they immediately disappear as their souls explode in some kind of psionic action there. I don't know exactly what happened. And this Zell is trying to defend this off. Oh, he gets taken down as those Zerglings start to swarm in on this mineral line. These probes are forced to turn around and attack, which forces Tide to GG out there. Too much early game pressure from Dimaga, which leads me to the Gosu trophy. Let's pull it up, folks. Units killed and workers killed. And forgot to pull up the name tab there. There it is. Millennium Todd versus MTW Dimaga. And Todd, it looks like he has the advantage here to me as he has 29 units killed. So I'm going to award you the trophy. Here's the clip of me. Oh, yeah. Kissing that delicious, delicious trophy. If you want to reclaim your trophy, Todd, email me at ftwbroadcasting@gmail.com. Also, you can send me your replays if you want me to cast your replays. Thank you so much for watching this, folks. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the heart slide. And the most important part of this heart slide right now is that link up there in the top left-hand corner. That will be a link to Game 2. This is a best-of-3 series in this Stars War matchup. First game here on Metalopolis. The next game on what map? You better watch the game to find out. I know, it's a cliffhanger. Click in the bottom left-hand corner if you want to check out our YouTube channel. We do all kinds of other stuff. Trollcasts, Gosu casts, Funnernauts, Star Wars The Old Republic. We're going to do some Let's Plays. Danny has a secret show. So we're doing lots of crazy PC gaming content. If you want to check out my Gosu cast playlist, click in the bottom right-hand corner. That will be a culmination of everything I've done Gosu cast related before. And you can always click in the video description below if you want to get that playlist, by the way. And click in the center of the heart if you'd like to subscribe to our channel. We really, really appreciate our subscribers. If you watch our videos and you have not subscribed, please subscribe. We really appreciate that. Danny does a sick dance every time you do. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you in my next Gosu cast. Watch Game 2, seriously.